Welcome to Vancic Mathematics. Today we are looking at equation of straight lines. So you are given a triangle, a right angle triangle, ABC. The vertices A, B, and C, and the coordinates. A we have 2, 5. B we have 1, -2, and C we have -5, 1. The question is determine the equation of line BC and AC. So line BC and AC, line BC and AC, as you can see, this line B and C, then again line AC. You can also even add, you can also determine the equation of line AB. So it is about 4 marks. So before you continue, make sure you subscribe and like. So this type of question, they need you to understand parallel lines and also perpendicular lines, how their gradients relate. So for perpendicular lines, when you have two perpendicular lines, usually when you have gradient 1 times gradient 2, you should have -1. When you multiply the gradient of line 1 times the gradient of line 2, the two lines which are perpendicular, it should give you -1. And when two lines are parallel, it means the gradient of line 1 is equal to the gradient of line 2. So we shall go straight to the workings. And we start with line BC. So how do we find gradient? We have change in y over change in x coordinates. So you have y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So you have x1 y1, x2 y2. So we shall have 1 minus, this is your y2 minus y1, but your y1 is -2, so minus -2 over, again x2 -5 minus x1, which is 1. So you'll have 1 minus -2, get +3. Negative and negative gives you positive. So you'll have 3 over -5 minus 1, you get -6. So it means the gradient here, if you simplify, 3 here 1, 3 here 2, get -1/2. So the gradient of line BC is -1/2. So using the gradient and one of the coordinates, then we can find the equation of line BC. So again, we have -5, 1, and we can have another point xy on that line which is unknown, and the gradient is -1/2. So again we say y2 minus y1, so y minus 1 over x2 minus x1 minus -5 is equal to -1/2. So this one will give us y minus 1 over x plus 5 is equal to -1/2. So reaching this point, you cross multiply. We'll have 2 times y, 2y minus 2 is equals to -1 times x, -x. Then -1 times +5, get -5. So up to there now, you collect, if there is like terms, put them on one side, but our main mission is to write the equation in the form of y is equals to mx plus c. This one is constant, m is the gradient, so we shall have 2y is equal to, we have -x that side, -2 the other side, it becomes positive, so we'll have plus -5, then again plus 2. So we'll have 2y is equal to -x, -5 plus 2 gets -3. So if you want to remain with y, divide all through by y. So this side will have y is equal to -1/2 x minus 3 over 2. So this one is the equation of line BC. The equation of line BC, I have it there. So you want to go to equation of line AB. How do you get the equation of line AB? So BC and AB are perpendicular. And you have said for perpendicular lines, if two lines are perpendicular, then M1 times M2 will give you -1. So since the first gradient is -1/2, we'll have -1/2 multiplied by M2 will give you -1. So if you make M2 the subject, it means we'll multiply this side by -2/1 times -2/1 both sides. So M2 will be +2. So if you have +2, the gradient for line AB, here the gradient is +2. So you can use any point to determine the gradient, so long as you have the gradient and one of the points. So we can use 2, 5. So we can have an unknown coordinate here along that line, xy, and you have our gradient as 2. So you say change in y minus 5, change in x minus 2 equals to 2/1. Cross multiply, so you have 2x minus 4 is equals to y minus 5. So you can rewrite the equation in the form of y is equals to mx plus c. So you have y, this side it will be 2x, -5 to this side, you get +5. So -4 plus 5 will get +1. So the equation is y is equals to 2x plus 1. So the same will happen also for line SC. For line SC again, find the gradient, change in y over change in x. Then from there you can use the gradient and any of the two coordinates to form the equation of that straight line. So sometimes they can tell you to find the magnitude, or in terms of vectors. That is also a topic for another day. So up to this point you can easily get the gradient of a line. When it is a perpendicular line, you can form the equation using M1 times M2 equals to -1, then use one of the coordinates to form the equation of that line. I hope you have enjoyed the lesson.